Good morning, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome to the episode of the Sidewalk Saint with your host and brother, the Brother Phil. So, I had a few subjects I wanted to talk about, but I'm just going to do, this might be like a bit of a short. So, people are out here, they're talking about, I want to become enlightened. Are you going to become enlightened? Becoming something, become rich, or become this or become that, or be something more at this or this other thing. So here's the basic rundown of what I'm going to talk about that. And this will sound really weird, right? But this is how you do it. So I'm going to start out with this. If you say I'm gonna be rich someday, the universe is listening. It is. And the universe is going to say, so someday you will be rich. And so that's what it's going to think. It's going to be like, it's going to sit there and go, when? When will you be rich? You're going to be rich? When are you going to be rich? And so using this stuff as in like your using your higher self and your intuition and the cosmos to manifest things. And it's really, that's how it's done, whether people think they did it on their own or not. If you're not ready for something, you won't receive it. It's just the way it works. So it's more like you want to say, I am rich. I already have great wealth. And it's a tough bridge to leap off of. I admit, I did it. I leaped off of it. And it worked. For me, it worked, doing it the way I did it. So I just pretty much started being, I've been incredibly generous my whole life. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm definitely way beyond generous with people. And so I just kind of put more energy into that, into generosity. Mostly, they kind of guided me. They started talking, well, who's they, right? I don't know. We don't know exactly. I don't know exactly who they is. But more or less, they told me what to do to bring my manifestation into alignment. So, and it was pretty wacky. It was pretty wild, actually. They're making me pay employees that maybe would have got, $250 in a day, which is okay. It's not bad. They're like, you got to pay them $500, and I'm like, oh my god, for real? But then I thought about it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna roll with this. So I did, and then the money started coming. It really did. It was weird. I was paying more to my employees, which I've always been fairly generous. And I just followed the intuition of how much they said I should pay them. And this is just one example of many things. How much and who I should tip and when I should tip. And I followed it perfectly. And the weird thing is, I wasn't really making more money in my life, but somehow I had more money. I don't know how that all worked and how it's still working. If I had employees now at this time, I would do that. I don't. But I don't know how that would all work. But it does. It worked. It was weird. And it's still, in other aspects of my life, doing something similar. And I'm still receiving, it's magic in this great time of, I got a lot going on financially. Particularly thanks to the state. Hundreds of thousands, in fact, actually, I'm dealing with. But people are just being generous to me and just, giving me money and helping me stay afloat through this. As well as having some things that I was able to sell and just stuff. Everything's kind of aligned. And I can even see the alignment now with that. But to get closer back to the actual subject, because I just feel like you got to know the things around the thing that you're trying to figure out. But it's not that you want to tell the universe or tell yourself that I'm going to be rich. You just want to say, I am rich. And if you think about it, really, if you got a family and stuff, even if you don't always get along perfectly, you really are. You're rich, man. It's beautiful. Even if you have no money at all and you lived in a cardboard box, if you opened your eyes, you would see that A, you get to exist, which is already a great honor, and B, the fact that you can survive and be in this world at all would just make you feel overwhelmingly grateful. You know, it's not the best life ever, panning for money and getting beer, but you got your drinks, you got your friends, you got your life, you exist. It's still something rich in there. I won't get too deep into this part of my life, but there was points at which I was living in a bush, man. Yeah, believe it or not. Yep. Now, I never didn't have a job, and I never wasn't working, but I just was a weird, odd out person. And so I came to a point where I decided, you know, in Seattle here, the cost of living is astronomical. Even back then it was. And as a young man, you know, changing tires and doing oil changes, I didn't have a dime, and whatever money I got just went to rent. Although I won't lie, I did actually live on the beach, on Alki Beach, so the rent was like $900 or $1,000, which was the majority of my check. And I'd kind of hit a wall eventually. Then my costs weren't, I wasn't meeting my costs, so I just kind of slowly faded into obscurity and gave up on my apartments sometimes. And I would just be in my car for a while. And then it was just like, I was so excited. I was like, wow. I had like, you know, $1,900 a month, which, you know, back in 2021 was being a freaking millionaire. I was the king of the world, man. I could even go and like plan trips to out of this country and go on big adventures. I was like, this is pretty cool. So everything from living in my Volkswagen van, which was actually amazing. Oh my God. I don't know what it was, but that van brought me a lot of good times. A lot of amazing women and amazing friends. And it was fun. It was great. I don't regret a minute of it. I never was like a hobo or weird or on drugs, except for weed. Back then I was into weed quite a bit. Anyways, to get back onto the story and what we're really talking about. God, I got way off track. I'm really sorry. I hope that was at least somewhat interesting. But you just got to see what's around you and be grateful for it. That's a big, big key. If only everybody right now just sat and looked at things and thought about how grateful they were for what they do have, instead of worrying about what's next and what they need to have in the future. Let me tell you about gratitude in the universe. Gratitude in the universe lets the universe know you are ready for more. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say that again. When you give genuine gratitude, not in the thought of that you're going to get more, in the thought that you really are genuinely grateful to the cosmos or God or Buddha or Muhammad or any whoever you want, because all religions are accepted here, equally loved and equally respected, then you are letting the cosmos or God or Buddha or Muhammad let you know, or you're letting him know that you are ready for more, and you will get more. It happens. It happened to me. It happens to my clients. This is stuff that's time tested and it works. So it's a big deal to just sit and be grateful and take deep breaths and relax and just think about the beauty of everything you do have around you. Because even as a kid in my car, I just would go out and relax on the beach all the time. I had tons of money and tons of weed and tons of friends, and I was just grateful for even that, just to exist, even in my silly little van, which was one of the greatest times of my life, as well as staying in my car a couple times. I had a nice Volkswagen. It was actually really nice. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Anyways, long story short, gratitude to the cosmos, genuine gratitude to the cosmos. They will know the difference, so don't bother. You got to really look at the thing and just be like, wow. Or just look at the fact that you have a kid and be like, oh my God, and just feel that gratitude. Or the fact that you have even like $1 in your wallet, or you had just enough to buy that one thing. Just stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. And what's going down is gratitude. And what's going up is your life, because you're letting the cosmos know you're grateful, genuinely grateful. And things will just, you won't believe it. It just will change. You'll have more. You'll get more things. Or you'll even just, I think it's maybe that you just see more what you really do have, and it makes you feel more gratitude. It's a compounding effect. So way off subject, but partially making sense to the subject. So let's go back to enlightenment. How do I become enlightened? How do I become enlightened? Everybody in the world, I can hear the cosmos screaming this out. How do I become enlightened? You don't become enlightened. And let me tell you why. You are enlightenment. You are the essence of enlightenment. You are constructed and built out of enlightenment. You are godlight made manifest, man. It's not that you need to become anything. You just have to remember that you already are. So that's an interesting concept that seems to be getting more and more into the thought grids and on a lot more spiritual sites and things, that people are like, okay, I am enlightened. I just have to accept the fact that I am. And so it's like this. I'm going to get right to the nitty gritty. You are wealthy. You are enlightened. You do have everything you've ever wanted. You do have the respect of other people. And you do have everything. You have all of it. It's just a matter of whether or not you decide to claim it. That's it. And you claim it by acknowledging to the universe that you have it, and that it's already happened, and that you know that you have it, and you know that it's already happened. The universe is like, oh crap, I better catch up. This guy's already there. They're gonna like just start throwing stuff at you. It's pretty wild. If you're in a good place and you do this, the stuff that will come to you will be beyond your wildest dreams. That's like I do every morning. My mantra is to clear, and then I align, and then I lay divine timing on it. And then my mantra is, instead of to the best and highest outcome of all, what I say is miracles upon unbelievable miracles for all. That's really good, huh? It's upgrade. It's an upgrade mantra. Call me Mr. Upgrade. I upgraded it. Miracles upon glorious miracles. And guess what happens every day? Miracles upon glorious miracles. Are you kidding me? The stuff that happens, I've gotten used to it, but I make sure I remember that I'm like, oh my God, this is still happening. How do I have enough money to pay for a $100,000 lawyer? I don't even have work. I don't even have a job anymore. The state put me out of business, and they've got other plans to do worse to me. But somehow I've got money, and I can do it, and it's happening, and it's beautiful, and it's amazing. And it's just, I just feel so grateful that it's just so incredible how it's all working. So yeah, that's it. There's nothing to become. There's just only things to remember. Just is the basic thing, for sure. And then miracles upon glorious miracles. After clearing, aligning, divine timing. And divine timing is difficult. You got to sit there and let the cosmos do what it does, and you got to trust it. When the cosmos first told me to pay my employees $600 for one day a long while back, I was like, are you kidding me? Serious? And they're like, do it, pay him, give it to him. And the funny thing was, like I said, I had more money back at that time when I was still doing those things. It was incredible, amazing. And then even like, when I'm tipping somebody, they let me know. They're like, hey, give this guy tips. Give a big tip here. Give a $20 tip. Give a $30 tip. And I don't got a ton of money right now, to be honest with you, but I do it. And somehow I get more money because I'm giving more money. It's like, let's say back in the old energy, as in like before 1982, I think it was, the old energy would take maybe all the way into your next lifetime to receive what you've given, because you give as you receive. And this is a tenet that people know. And now in this new energy, stuff just comes right back around. It's just an immediate effect. Just immediately comes back to you. I mean, it's just amazing. It just comes right back. It's like, whoa, you didn't even know it came back. You'll be like, let's see. It's like this. This one time, I kept hearing that I was going to get $75,000. And at that time, I was going to the casino with my brother, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm going to go make $75,000. And instead, I ended up going with my buddy. We didn't make a dime. It was the saddest casino night ever. And this was a while ago. But I was open to the possibility of anything coming from any direction. I was like, okay, I'm going to make $75,000. I looked at my investment account, more than $75,000, $180,000, which is not really my money. It doesn't even exist because I can't touch it. But one day, if I need to retire, I'll be glad that it's there. But that's what I'm saying. So that night, it went up that much, and then the next day it went up more. So hey, be open to anything. And you might say, oh, well, you got an investment account. I don't got all that. Blah, blah, blah. You know what? I want to tell you to shut up, but I'm not going to, because I understand that people think like that. But I am going to tell you this. You don't need nothing. You don't need a damn thing. It's like a freaking miracle, man. I swear to God. It'll come from somewhere else. You don't need to have anything invested. You don't need to have any money. If you believe in this stuff, it's wild. I mean, it's freakish. I can't even begin to tell you how wild it is. For a guy that should be in jail and, well, I shouldn't be in jail, but would pretty much be in jail if I was any more broke, out of other people's will to have me there, and basically should be like dead, then I just think that there's something there, because I'm not, and I'm not going to be in jail, and I'm not a criminal, by the way, just so you know. I'm absolutely not a criminal. I've done nothing wrong. It's just interesting events in states trying to change laws. Some likes to throw people under the bus, but they tried to throw the wrong person under the bus. So let's just say that. Anyways, just to clarify that, I'm not a criminal. And so, yeah, I mean, what the hell? I had newspapers saying that I was going to commit suicide and stuff like that, if you want to really get really wild into what I'm going through. Yeah, and guess what I was doing at that time? I was being grateful and happy, spending amazing days with my family and my wife, and making my marriage better than it's ever been, and making somehow my bank account got better through the making of literally no money. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. So you can come from the bottom of the barrel, man. You can. You can come from nothing, and it'll just start happening. You'll just be like, what? Huh? You might even just walk up somewhere and just find an envelope with 75 grand in it. That's how wild it is. And that absolutely could happen. Yes, it could. Yes, it could. Yes, I believe it. The stuff that's happened to me, blowing my mind out of my skull. Blowing my mind. I cannot believe it at all. So yeah, the basic tenets. Gratitude to the universe. It lets it know that you're ready for more. You're not going to become anything. You're not going to have anything. You tell the universe you've already got it, and you already are enlightened. You already got money, and you already are enlightened. And the universe is like, oh, I better catch up. Holy crap. And then also, yeah, that's it. Those are the tenets. So that's it. That's the video. I hope it made sense. Didn't mean to get a little bit too much into my life, but I'm just trying to have you understand. Some people like to think that other people are just a silver spoon. But I can tell you this. I grew up with a family digging out of dumpsters, living real poor. I came out of the dirt, my friends. So don't think I'm some silver spoon trying to tell you some bullshit here. I came from the ground, man. I came from the gutter. My family was never bad, and they weren't scum, and they weren't drug addicts, but yeah, we had to dig food out of a dumpster because we were so poor. That's where my roots are, my friends. So believe me, I know the truth of how hard it can be, but I also know how I made all this, and so I'm going to tell you how I did it, and you're going to do it, and then it's going to happen to you if it hasn't already. Love you guys a lot. Congratulations on your enlightenment and your millions, right? I'll just mess with you. All right, we'll see you on the next one.